Happy Monday! And welcome back to Dream Data, because we're doing this again! For some reason.
Welcome. You got dads.
Truth be told, I don't know how we got here either. But it's good to be back. Actually, we had a lot of fun when we first started this. Even after all the chaos that got us here. But now we're stuck with options. And I think, if I remember correctly, we were leaning between Damien and Craig, and I think maybe Robert? But my vote's on Damien. So I think we start there. And of course he has the cringiest name ever. But okay. A Damien Blood March. How do you do? I finally decided to join this information superhighway. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but I will try my best to understand. I love long strolls to the graveyard and spending time with my son. If you would ever like to chat about the latest in Victorian fashion, the inevitability of our own demise, or black cats, please send me a letter. On a Friday night, you are most likely to listen to true crime podcasts where I taxidermy my newest specimens. Honestly, valid. That kind of sounds like a dream. In fact, when we did like the career test thing in high school, you know, to discover new careers that you might be interested in or good at, my number one was taxidermist. And the only reason I haven't actually gotten into that is because it's so hard to find apprenticeships around here. Which is really ironic, given, like, the hunting population. And the people to, you know, mount heads from hunting deer around here. Anywho, if you had one thing to take with you on a desert island, what would it be? A coffin. What are your turn-ons? Pronouncing bosom correctly. What did you want to be when you grow up? A bat. What's your favorite movie genre? Foreign art house horror. What is your ideal date? It's night, we're at an industrial dark wave club in Berlin. The music drums to the beat of our hearts. What do you never leave home without? An upside down cross. I spend a lot of time thinking about morality salience? I don't think I pronounced that right, but I also don't think I've ever seen that word in my life. Damien seemed really interesting. A little odd, but interesting. I think I should hang out with him to get him to know him a little bit better. I navigate to Damien's Dadbook page and type out a message. Hey dude, you seem cool. We should hang out sometime. I sit there for a minute before I see that Damien's typing. But then he keeps typing and typing. Man, is this guy writing a novel? I leave the computer to make some coffee. And he's still typing. I sip my coffee and the computer finally dings. Fel, I must confess my excitement to be receiving your kind letter, for, as you see, I do find myself available to enjoy your company. I must ask for your forgiveness, however, as I believe our first meeting did not paint me in a very gentlemanly manner as I would have liked. Oh whoa, there's more. I would be highly flattered to join your to enjoy your companionship at my residence for an afternoon tea and a stroll through my garden, should it please you. Till then, adieu. Yours humbled, D. Bloodmarch. I stare at the screen and reread the letter several more times. Hey, Amanda? Amanda pops out of her room. Her eyes are a little puffy, almost as if she'd been crying. Hey, are you alright? Oh, yeah, totally. I'm cool. Hey, Wiggles! Welcome in! And welcome home! I just found out that the succulent I've been watering and singing to for the last 3 months was actually made out of plastic. Even the dirt was fake. Oh, honey. Are you sure that's all you're upset about? You have to tell me what's actually wrong. I'm so sorry about your plant. I'm leaning towards, the plant thing. This seems too pushy. Like, that's not a good way to get her to open up. We messaged Damien on Dadbook, and we read his super long multi-paragraph message, and then called Amanda, I think, for advice? And she came out of her room and looks like she's been crying. So we don't know the context really either. I'm assuming it's whatever, you know, she's been upset about that, Hugo wanted us to have a meeting about her behavior for. But yeah, still no clue. Yeah, I think that's a good answer, actually. If there's, you know, anything going on, I just want you to know that I'm here for you, and I'll always be here for you. Whether you need a shoulder to cry on or a strong dad to go kick someone's butt, I'm only a phone call away. Thanks, Dad. I appreciate that. But I'm fine, really. I'm unconvinced, but I'll stop badgering her about it. I'm sure she'll tell me when she's ready. Yeah. It's a very good thing to say, but a very dad thing to say. I would think. Can you help me with something? Dad, for the last time, I'm not popping your back pimples. No, no. Can you interpret this for me? I turn the computer to Amanda and she squints at Damien's message. I just don't understand NetSpeak. Like, is this how you kids communicate with each other now? Oh, totally. This is the hot new thing. See, Dad, kids got over saying LOL and LMAO or whatever and decided that they needed to do was bring it back to the 1800s. So what do I do? Where's your pen and quill? What? Did you forget to unpack the pen and quill? Dad, how will we address the nobleman in regards to your upcoming Man! Hang on. This is the second word that I've not actually known how to pronounce, and it's... I appreciate your confidence in me. I don't know that I share it. See, that's what I thought. I know that I've heard it before, but I've never actually seen it spelled out. I also had no idea what that was until now. I also appreciate you spelling it out in a way that it makes sense, like how to pronounce it, and it's not just a bunch of letters with accents. Okay, now I know you're messing with me. Father, without a proper chaperone, you'll never end up with a suitor worthy of our lands. Or our dowry. Or... So you read Pride and Prejudice for school one time and now you're reciting things you know about it back at me, aren't you? Like, the first 5 pages, then I read a review of the movie. Still gotta be, though. Great. So what do I say to Damien? I got this. Amanda reaches over me and types on the keyboard. Sure thing, dude. Regards, Fel. Amanda hits send and smiles at me. Well, I suppose that's that. What a stark contrast. I make the short walk over to Damien's house. Well, I guess you can't really call it a house. It's more of a manor, estate. The Gothic architecture looms above the other homes in the cul-de-sac. I walk past a couple of gargoyles guarding the front door and look around for a doorbell. There doesn't seem to be one. I pull on a large, ornately carved bat's head door knocker back, and a hollow sound echoes through the house as I strike it against the door. I wait several moments before the door slowly creaks open. It's a little creepy, but I enter the home and take a few steps into the foyer, noting the oil portraits of who I assume are dead relatives hanging on the wall. As I'm admiring them, the front door slams shut behind me. Hello? Silence. An oil lamp in the corner flickers dimly, casting ominous shadows against the wall. Why do I feel like all the people in these paintings are staring straight at me? Why is it so cold in here? Where's Damien? Can we take a second to appreciate this dog portrait? I don't know what breed of dog that is. A very sophisticated gentleman. I know I've seen them before. I think we found it. I think I found it. Hang on. I mean, I think this is it. Maybe. Burzoi. Oh, the puppies are so cute. Also, this reads a lot like an Edgar Allan Poe poem. Can't help but think of the Raven. Fel, a pleasure to have you at my home. I look up and see Damien standing in the top of the majestic staircase with a walking candle holder. What's with the door slamming shut?
Huh.
Oh, sorry, there was a draft. And the door creaking open when I knocked?
Huh.
I accidentally left the door unlocked. And the creepy oil paintings. I like oil paintings. Right. Right. Please, let me show you around. Okay. Damien leads me around his house, showcasing his parlor, sitting room, auxiliary sitting room, and parlor again, for some reason. This is one of the older homes on the block, yes, but nowhere near as old as the architecture might suggest. Through extensive renovations, I've been able to craft a residence that is both historically accurate to the Victorian period and equipped with the amenities of a modern dwelling. We walk past a door covered in bumper stickers, caution tape, and a black parade poster. Of course he's an MCR fan. Did they listen to My Chemical Romance in the Victorian era? That's my son's room. You know how rebellious teenagers are. Onward, onward, there's more to see. We reach a door at the end of the hall, and Damien opens with flourish. And this is the library. I like the butterflies. Sunlight streams in from the floor-to-ceiling arched windows. The walls are lined with packed bookshelves, and even more books are scattered over the period-appropriate furniture. Damien is clearly really proud of this room. They would if they could. MCR is goated. Like... Look out the window, look at the butterflies, pick up a book. That's enough of the tour. We're not picking 4. We are absolutely not. The book, maybe? I mean, I'd like to visit all of these. But I want to know what books he reads. I, too, used to have a, butterfly collection. I also should have gone into taxidermy. He did say he had a garden. Maybe we can see it from here. I walk to the window and I'm greeted by a beautiful view of Damien's backyard. It showcases a beautiful view of the rest of the cul-de-sac. Hey, I can see Craig on his lawn. He's doing push-ups with his daughters on his back. Damn. He sees me and waves happily, doing push-ups with one hand now. Damn. Did you know that Victorians spent at least 20 hours a week gazing longingly out full-length windows? Wait, really? No, but Victorians did appreciate telling a good joke. To the butterflies! I walk up to the glass display of pinned bugs on the wall. It's pretty impressive. Nice bugs. I pinned them all myself. Maybe I could show you how sometime. I'm concerned I would stick the pin right through my finger. The pinner's gambit. Actually, it's not that hard. It's not that bad at all. We had to do it for class in high school. And we did it in groups. And somehow ended up making a family tree of the characters from the anime Vampire Knight with bugs that we found around the school as an assignment. I'm ashamed. But damn, how many people can say that they've said that they've done that in their life? Is that a thing? No. You know, Fel, in the Victorian era, there was some controversy surrounding reading. Many people thought that more tawdry novels would encourage youths into a life of crime and would cause too much of a distraction from work and school. I pull out a book at random and examine the worn cover. Opening it, I turn to a random page and lead out. What? No, nobody's talking about Vampire Night. What do you mean? You own it. Oh, that's so funny. I watched it like 15 years ago, man. What are the odds? I don't want to read this. Why does he have Naruto fanfiction? Please tell me that's fanfiction. Vampire Night is very cursed. It was right up there with Black Butler and Ouran High School Host Club. Nothing in Japan. It's... This is printed fanfiction. Oh, and Soul Eater. I'm not saying they're all cursed, I'm saying that I watched them all at the same time and they all kind of melded together. Soul Eater was great. It's, one that I own on DVD, and one that I'm trying to convince Zeal to watch with me. Yeah, Vampire Night just... It did have a weird ending. Like, it was setting up for another season that it never did. And I don't like who she ended up with. No! Nobody does! And why would you pick your brother when you have a viable option right there? Like, Zero wasn't perfect, but he was the better option. Also, from what I remember, a lot of his flaws weren't even actually his fault. Okay. That doesn't make him any less of a pedophile, though. What was his name even? Wasn't it like Kaname or something? He did! He did. 100%. I hated him when I watched it, and I still hate him. In fact, I think I hate him even more now because he reminds me of my ex. kind of glad it didn't get a second season just for that reason. That's true. Yeah, I don't think she would have gone for her brother if she had known that it was her brother. Because what the fuck? But he knew. And he should have shut that shit down. Yeah, not only did he let her, he encouraged it. That's what they said about royals too, and that's how they got so inbred and had so many issues. Like, no. That makes it worse. Your family tree is a wreath. I'd say it's like flowers in the attic type shit, but at least they had a reason. Yeah, more like a stick. Cause you're right, it doesn't go like up and down, it just goes side. Yeah, no. I mean, the tree goes up and down. The relationships go side to side.
Oh,
Crazy.
my.
I agree with Damien. Purge. I feel like that would be very cathartic. Burn the pages one by one, cause damn. Okay, I think that's enough. Damien snaps the book shut and puts it back onto the shelf. That's a rare book from my private collection. I just liked everyone's hair. That's valid. Please, will you join me for tea? I follow Damien to his sitting room where the finger foods have already been set out upon a beautiful tiered silver tray. I take a seat on one of the high-backed chairs as Damien pours and serves me some tea. I can't believe we're having high tea. I never thought I'd get to do this. Damien smiles to himself. What?
Oh.
It's a common misconception that high tea refers to the wealth or class of the people enjoying it, and in fact the high refers both to the later time of the day that the working class had to enjoy the tea, and the height of the tables on which they're served. Oh. My dear friend, we're currently enjoying afternoon tea. That's informative. Damien takes a seat next to me and serves me a tiny sandwich. Your home is really impressive. Are there a lot of goths in Maple Bay? Or I like your cape. I'm leaning towards number one, but... I also like his cape. Oh, not the eggplants. That was the right choice, but at what cost? It seems like you've put a lot of work into this place.
Huh.
Thank you. No one's ever complimented my home before. Hell, I can barely get matching salt and pepper shakers in my place. And look at what you've done. I'm kind of jealous. It's okay, no judgment. That's very generous of you to say. What got you so interested in goth stuff?
How delightful.
Well, when I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. God damn it! I don't know. Like, the game's not stealing my jokes, even though I said them first. Like, this game has been out for years. But does that mean that I'm making dad jokes? Is my humor dad jokes?
Huh.
Sorry. Did you guys see a marching band? I'm afraid I don't understand. You're serious? Of course. But it's, you know, the song. Amanda made me listen to it. Seriously? I'd love to see a marching band. Nevertheless, I've always had a love for art, history, and fashion. What started off as a small hobby of collecting taxidermied animals grew into a sort of obsession. It's a privilege to be able to appreciate the lives and culture of those that came before us, I think. That's valid. We used to have a lot of taxidermy, too. We had a taxidermy deer head from my stepdad that was his dad's, I think. It was the first one that he ever shot. So they saved it. And then he's found 2 skulls in the woods since then that he's cleaned and put on display next to it. And we had, you know, insects. We had a liquid taxidermy, or a wet taxidermy for a baby electric ray, and I think it was a baby manta ray. I remember the electric one for sure. I don't remember what the other ray was. We had a male and a female crab. We had starfish. We had, I think, a frog and a mouse. And for my 18th birthday, I got a taxidermy piece with a little brown bat and a chicken foot and a couple bugs and a mouse skull. A sea anemone and a dried baby seahorse. That's cool, though. That's really awesome, actually. I don't think I've ever seen a sea anemone in person, taxidermied or otherwise. Why not go all the way? I like not dying when I catch a cold. He takes a sip of tea. I can acknowledge that there were many very terrible things about the Victorian era, and try to live a life that strictly aligns with those ideals would be admittedly horrid. That and, the arsenic in the walls. Yeah, no, that's not a very common thing here. Maybe on coastal states, but I've never even seen the ocean, so... Yeah... Oh, why can't I click anything? Uh-oh. Please don't. Well, at least we can still talk. Because I really don't. Man, it really doesn't like me doing anything right now. My keyboard doesn't work either. Are we working now? I think we are. Yes, we're working now. I don't know why Control-Alt-Delete and opening Task Manager fixed it, but it did. Let's see. According to Google, the closest ocean to me is 600 miles away. So yeah, safe to say I've never been to one. Oh, to answer your earlier question, I am on a laptop. Because, I don't have the money to, invest in a desktop computer, even though I'd prefer one. Yay. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. Arsenic in the walls. Because there was a very specific shade of green that they knew had arsenic in it, but they put it in their wallpapers anyway because aesthetic. So yeah, Victorian era. Maybe not the safest, but the aesthetic was nice. I think they used that dye in clothes too. Yeah, it was invented by Carl William Steele. And it was called Steele's Green. It was a very pretty color, though. Lead paint and asbestos. Yeah, that's true. But you know, you live and you learn, or you die and, yeah. But I think it takes a critical mind to truly appreciate something to the fullest. To be cognizant of its flaws and love it all the same. You die and you have pretty green walls. Yeah. Notice, his walls are red, not green. He learned from their mistakes. Tell me, Phil, do you have any hobbies? Oh man, I do, but I don't know if I care about anything the way that you care about this stuff. Well, I'd love to hear about your interests. Hearing someone talk about the things they're passionate about is intriguing and, quite honestly, rather attractive. Damien gets it. 100% agree. People are so pretty when they talk about the things that they love and the things that they're passionate about. It doesn't matter that I know nothing about it and have zero interest. But it's nice to see people passionate. Zeal's been playing... I don't even know the name of the game, but it's not interesting to me because we have different play styles and it's way too technical to be something that I enjoy. But I love hearing him talk about it and try to figure things out, and it's adorable. Ooh. That sounds interesting. I never understood why they used them either, but that makes... I've assumed there was a reason. And I'm sure it was really nice to hear him talk about it. Please do tell me about your hobbies. Quick, sound sophisticated. I like to watch soap making videos on the internet. I love me some word jumbles, or I learned to juggle once. Oh no. I also watch soap making videos on the internet. Or used to. Last week my grandma called me as I was supposed to be streaming and having technical difficulties to help her with her newsletter that she was working on because she did a word jumble and then didn't make an answer key, and she had me help her figure it out so she could make one. Yep, sounds good. Soap is an important advancement in modern society, getting rid of germs and stuff. I would say that the people who make soap are the true heroes here. To watch them work is an honor. I tried making some with Amanda once, and we both had to go to the doctor for rashes, which I guess goes to show that we should leave it to the professionals. We finish our tea and finger sandwiches. You know, I mean, valid. Depending on what kind of soap that you make, that's definitely a risk. I've never made soap, but I've helped my mom make homemade laundry detergent, and we made deodorant by ourselves before. She couldn't use the deodorant, because even though there wasn't anything chemically in it, she, like, had a reaction to it. I don't ask. Come, I have one more thing to show you. Damien takes me around the back of his home where a variety of flowers flourish in a beautifully landscaped rose. A small stone path weaves through it, and butterflies flit lazily through the air. My garden. It's beautiful. Thank you. Victorians took flowers and floral arrangements very seriously. You see, it was considered uncouth to discuss personal and romantic relationships in public, so lovers and friends alike would use bouquets to send secret messages to each other. Each flower and plant is symbolic of different feelings. Yes. Yes, there is a flower code. Most people don't know it, but it's still a thing. Even more interesting is that one flower could mean different things depending on the other plants it was paired with. One had to be extremely careful, as even the style in which the ribbon was tied around the bouquet affected the message. Damien leans down and plucks a gorgeous bright orange flower off a vine. Ah, man. Lilium bulbiferium? The orange lily. What do you think this one means? Oh gosh, all these options are awful. My loins are ablaze, thou art the tightest, or 3 cheers for sweet revenge. Isn't that a song? I'm pretty sure it is. Hang on. It's another My Chemical Romance song. Of course it is. None of these options are good. None of these are even close. A symbol of renewal and rebirth associated with the sun and represents warmth, energy, and vitality, represents, or a symbol of passion and desire, represents confidence, pride, and wealth, or associated with deep emotions and intense feelings. I hate that, like, this one's the first option is the closest to that. And it's so, so off. God damn it. Damien doesn't appreciate that. Oh, we should have gone with the MCR joke. When did this last autosave? Because I'm tempted. We didn't do that. Three cheers for sweet revenge. You did. You did. The orange lily is actually symbolic of pure hatred. And that's precisely why floral arrangement is so challenging. What's your favorite type of flower? Snapdragons, honeysuckles, sunflowers. None of them. None of them. Actually, Bleeding Hearts and Lily of the Valleys are my favorite. Snapdragons are really pretty, though. Because they're cute, and you can do that thing where you squeeze them so it looks like they're talking. Jeez. What a lovely choice. I'll have to remember that when I put together a bouquet for you. He would put together a bouquet for me? Nobody's ever given me a bouquet before. I follow Damien down the footpath and admire more of his beautiful flowers. Suddenly, a phone rings. Oh, Fel, will you excuse me? I must take this. He pulls a cell phone out of his pocket. I'm a little surprised it's not a rotary phone. Go for it. Damien smiles and walks back to the house. I take a deep breath and enjoy the heavily perfumed air. What a lovely yard. Yeah, they're very beautiful flowers. Called them bunny rabbits. That's cute. These ones are my favorite. One of them. I'd like to get one tattooed one of these days. We used to have some in our garden. My mom planted them. But I just think they're so interesting. These two, but Bleeding Hearts are prettier. I just like the way that these smell. And we have these all over our yard. Yeah? That's really cool. Yeah, we tried to make perfume of the Lily of the Valleys. It didn't turn out. And you have to be kind of careful with it because they're very, very toxic if you accidentally consume it. Yeah, please do. This makes me wish I had put a little bit more effort into the garden Amanda and I tried to start that one time. Our watermelons grew to the size of cherry tomatoes and then immediately died. Oh, that's so sad. Oh hey, a gargoyle. Oh no, I knocked over the gargoyle. Oh, fix that garg. Oh gosh. That is not. That's not right either. But you can't see them until you pick them up. What is this?
Goal!
We got Ness! Our secret. Whoa, that was a close one. Oh no, here comes Damien. He looks upset.
Ah!
Fel, my sincerest apologies to have to keep you waiting. There is an urgent matter that I must attend to. I'm afraid I must take my leave. No problem, dude. Everything alright? Damien worries the hem of his coat with his fingers and looks away. Everything is perfectly fine, but it's Lucian. What's wrong? He appears to have, well... His teacher needs me to come to the school post-haste. Do you need help? Oh no, you don't have to. Let me come with you. Us dads gotta stick together. You're right. This is one of Lucian's more elaborate stunts. I would greatly treasure having another parent by my side. Let's go. Oh no. Also, unfortunately, will be right back. My dad is dropping something off, and he's on his way here. So, it'll just be a couple minutes, hopefully. Okay, I'm back. Damon and I walk into the school and are immediately greeted by an anxious-looking Hugo. Hey, Damien, you're here in record time. I wouldn't miss it for the world, dear friend. Well, whatever it is, it doesn't seem like this is Hugo and Damien's first time to the my kids are in trouble rodeo. What is it this time? This, Damien, you have to see to believe. Damien and I fall into step behind Hugo, who leads us through a busy corridor of the school. We pass by several classes in session, and I vaguely wonder if Amanda's around. Hugo eventually ushers us into a small boiler room with a flight of rickety stairs leading up into the darkness. Watch your step. I can hear the faint voices drifting up from the basement, and they don't sound happy. As I'm led into the depths of the school, I recall the antics I got into as an angsty middle schooler. At least I had enough sense to stay out of the creepy basements. We find the teacher in a boiler room. Find another teacher in a boiler room tucked away in the back of the basement. With him are Lucian and Ernest, Hugo's son. Lucian has a bloody nose. Thanks for coming. I can't make heads or tails of this. I look around the scene of the crime and see a bunch of bricks and some masonry tools scattered around. Oh no. He did not do what I think he did he? There's no way. There's no way he tried to recreate the cask of Amontillado. Right? What happened here? Ernest punched me. Lucian tried to kill me.
What?
The room falls silent. I was not trying to kill you, dumbass. I was just trying to build a brick wall around you and see what would happen. He did. He did. You promised me there was wine down here. You tricked me.
Oh.
Whoa, 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 wait a second. Lucian, did you try to... I feel like I've been cursed with the gift of prophecy today. Whoa, 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 wait a second. Lucian, did you try to cask of Amontillado Ernest? I'm neither confirming nor denying that. I turn to Damien and whisper to him, what's cask of Amontillado? It's a classic Edgar Allan Poe short story where a man gets his enemy drunk, lures him down to the cellar with a promise of wine of a fine vintage, and then buries him alive behind a brick wall. It's a lovely story. It is. It's a very fun read. So was The Black Cat. And, The Telltale Heart. Which, you know, are the popular ones, but they're popular for a good reason. So wait, Lucian, you tried to do that to him? I was curious to see how it would turn out. I wasn't actually gonna leave him there. What was the thought process here? That Ernest was going to sit still while you slowly built a tomb around him? Well, it worked for like 20 minutes because he's an idiot, but then he realized that I had lied about the wine. And you were cackling maniacally. That sort of tipped me off. Ernest, 20 minutes? Dad.
Sweet Manchego.
It took you 20 minutes. Son, we just did an entire 2-week unit on the cask of Amontillado, and it took you 20 minutes to realize Lucian was leading you to an elaborate ruse? Did you even read the story? I read the first 5 pages and then read a review of the movie.
Whoa.
It's only 5 pages long and there is no movie. The kid in the orange hoodie is, yes. The tall, gray-haired one is Damien's son. Yes. And the orange hoodied one is Hugo's son. Yes, yes, he was. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I paid Lucian to read it for me. It, if you're in the same class, didn't he have to read it anyway? You paid him to read a book that he was already reading? Yeah, if you remember what movie, I'd be interested, because, it's a short story, so it in itself, I don't believe would have been a movie, but I'm sure it did inspire something. And I would love to see that.
I don't know.
Actually, he didn't even pay me, so when you think about it, this was me teaching him a lesson. Damien and Hugo both have their heads in their hands. You guys are always telling me to engage in the literature, and I did. I don't see a problem here. Alright, I'm filing this under what the hell. Don't do whatever that was again. You two are both suspended for a week. Ernest and Lucian high five. The teacher starts to stomp up the stairs. Hugo, I'll cover your class. Take your son home. Mr. Bloodmarch, you too. Thank you for your mediation. We all head upstairs and out of the school in a tense silence. Lucian, Damien, and I all pile into my car and begin the drive home. Lucian immediately puts his hood up and stares out the window angrily. I'm not going to therapy again.
Oh no.
I know, son. It's entirely up to you whether or not you want to go. But I care about you and I see that you're struggling, so if you do decide that you'd want to speak with a professional about your feelings, we can do that too. Maybe you can spend this week looking for a summer job, I know how much you want your own car. I can't believe Damien's keeping his cool. I'm impressed. Fine. Thanks for not freaking out too hard. I love you, son. Lucian continues staring out the window. Love you too. They have a very interesting dynamic. Like, I agree that, like, consent is important, and letting your children have autonomy is important. But sometimes therapy shouldn't be optional. And trying to brick somebody behind a wall, I think is maybe a sign that that shouldn't be optional. That they should at least go. You can't force them to talk, but you can at least make them go. The moment we pull into the driveway, Lucian humps out of the car, slams the door, and runs inside. I didn't expect to have that conversation in front of you. He and I have a lot we need to work out. It's alright. In all things considered, Lucian's bricklaying was pretty good, so there's your silver lining. There's that, yes. He's probably just going through a phase. I really admire how you handled that. Does this kind of thing happen a lot? I'm leaning towards I really admire how you handled that, because I think that he did a good job of, you know, de-escalating things while still pushing for mature decisions. Like, I feel like it's a little bit too lenient. It's a little too permissive. But it was still, you know, parenting. Like, he's still in trouble and he's still is being, you know, I don't know. You were a lot more diplomatic with him than I would have been. I just want what's best for him, and I don't think yelling at him would do either of us any favors. Yeah, no, definitely not one. It really does. You're a good dad. See you around soon. It would be my honor and my pleasure. Damien bows with a flourish. Classy.
Oh.
I come home to find Amanda curled up on the couch with a blanket watching TV. I plop down next to her. Yo, what you watching? Tiny House Hunting Brothers Extreme Edition. Ugh, I hate this show. The couple on screen bickers back and forth while standing in an extremely small house made out of recycled bottles. The Tiny House Hunting Brothers watch them with bemused expressions, both of their heads touching the low ceiling. I told you I wanted a 2-bed, 2-bath, shabby chic cottage. This house doesn't even have a bathroom. But honey, the outhouse is only 20 yards away. It's not that bad. I'm not pooping outside, Greg. Why don't they just get a regular-sized house? I don't know. How'd the afternoon tea go? It got strange. We had to go to the school to pick up Lucian since he tried to. He lured Ernest down to the cellar with the promise of a fine vintage and then tried to brick him into the wall, right? How did you know that? Has everyone read the story except for me? Lucian live streams the entire thing. Of course he did! This entire day is beyond me. Oh man. I'm glad that they sorted it out in a civil manner because, if Hugo and Ernest press charges, man, live streaming it? Awful idea. But otherwise, it was a fun day. That Damien guy's a character, but he's really good company and a surprisingly diplomatic dad. I dig his style. You know what? Me too. Me 3. Date complete. These numbers mean absolutely nothing.
I'm sensing a romance between us. A chemical romance.
Oh no. Baby boomer dad joke, darkness, Victorian, Poe, afternoon tea. Dad points, daddy points. But we got an S. I don't understand how this ranking system goes, but interview with the vampire. We got an achievement for that. While I'm doing my afternoon word jumbles, I hear the mail truck pull through the cul-de-sac. I wonder if we got any coupons today. The nice mail person slides a couple letters in a large yellow envelope through the slot. It takes a couple of tries for them to get it in. Hey, my coupons! I take a closer look at the large yellow envelope. I lightly knock on Amanda's door. She probably has headphones on. Amanda? She yells through the door. What? I have something for you. I'm kinda busy right now. Can you come back later? Okay, just thought you'd want this big envelope we got from HIA. Immediately, and Amanda pushes her door open. Horn Institute for the Arts? I mean, if you're busy, I can come back. Father, please. I hand her the envelope, which she tears open with her teeth. That's probably bad for your teeth. She doesn't seem to hear me and spits out a piece of the envelope. She pulls out a letter and unfolds it. And the suspense is killing me. This is her dream school. Amanda's face is unreadable. I can't believe this. Oh, honey, it's okay if you didn't. I got in! Oh, I got in! Amanda tosses the letter aside and gives me a big hug. Congrats, sweetie, that's amazing. I'm so proud of you. She pulls away and looks at the letter again. Oh my god, I really can't believe I got in. Well, of course you got in. You're a great student. You nailed that interview and your photography is incredible. Wait, Dad. I know this one's really expensive and it's so far away. I think for a moment. HIA was one of the more expensive schools that Amanda applied to, but I know she had her heart set on it for the longest time. It'll be tough, but we're gonna make it work. Really? Of course. Amanda hugs me again. Thanks, Dad. Okay, sweetie, we're celebrating tonight. Dinner. Your choice. Whatever you want. Whatever? Wherever? Amanda and I walk along the bayside, tearing into our foil-wrapped burritos from a nearby food truck. You could have chosen anywhere in Maple Bay. Cost was not a determining factor. Please, Dad. You know I'm a simple gal. Just give me a Rita with a view. I can't say I'm mad. Amanda and I sit on a patch of grass and watch ships sail lazily through the bay. And the dorms are right near a bunch of cafes, and there are all these galleries nearby, and there's a discount if you bring your student ID, and... Amanda, slow down, you're gonna choke on your burrito. I know, I'm just excited. Did I mention that students get their own studio space once they're seniors, and we get all the professional photo editing software for free? It's nice to see Amanda so enthusiastic about HIA, but I wish she wouldn't do it between bites of her burrito. I thought I taught her to chew with her mouth closed. I wonder who my roommate's gonna be. You take a survey online and they match you with someone with a similar major and interest. I bet we're gonna be best friends. Craig and I were. A good roommate can be a lifelong friend. But don't even get me started on bad roommates. Oh no. I'm just kidding. We didn't have a bad roommate. Our only other roommate was a puppy that Craig brought home one night. We spent a semester fabricating a story about our new foreign exchange student who had a really bad cough that sounded exactly like a dog's bark. Carl ruled. Oh, they let you have animals in the dorms if you have a note saying you need one. I bet I could forge one. I think I'd get a rabbit, or maybe a snake, or maybe both. Would a snake eat a rabbit, though? Oh boy, I think I'll leave that all up to you. She's so excited. I don't want to disappoint her, but I need to be real for a second. So you know, I had that talk with Mr. Vega. He didn't tell you about the dumpster fire, did he? What? No. I don't want to put a damper on the good news, but I need you to knock it out of the park these last few months of school, okay? If you really want to go to Horns, we need that scholarship money. I know you can do it. Okay. I promise I'll try harder. I pat her on the back. I think you can handle a 14-hour drive to come home for the holidays? There's gonna be some treacherous ice roads to cross. And don't even get me started on the paranormal occurrences. Well, it'll be worth it if I get to see you. My eyes immediately well up with tears. Oh, Dad, don't cry. Sorry, I'm just very, very proud of you. You're all grown up now, and you're such a good person, and I hope you know how important you are to me. And Dad, stop. You're gonna make me cry too. It's too late, honey. It's happening. Dad! I can't get tears in my burrito. It's gonna make it taste sad. I pull Amanda in for a hug and kiss her on the forehead. Love you, kiddo. Love you too, Pops.
Welcome. You've got dads.
That's so wholesome. Oh, we have a message from Craig. Hey buddy, so I have a favor to ask. Robert invited me over for dinner. And I know it's kind of a faux pas to invite another bro, but I've known the guy for years and I still can't get a good read on him, and I know it's gonna be super awkward if I go by myself. Will you please go with me? I love food. I especially love food that's free. And I don't know why you're sweating over cooking, but sure. Yeah, dude, I'm down. Thank you. I really hope that's a sweat of relief. Eat that dinner. This game is such a meme. That doesn't sound too bad. I could definitely go for free food. But why is Craig being so apprehensive? Does he know something about Robert that I don't? I hurry up and reply before my dad brain can work itself into a paranoia spiral. Yeah, dude, I'm down. Thank you. Craig and I decide to meet up before heading over to Robert's place. Craig's waiting on my porch, bottle of white wine in hand. Fel, bro, I'm glad to see you. Likewise, man. Classy of you to bring wine. Oh, it's not wine. It's sparkling apple cider. Robert literally has a white wine cellar, so I think he's good. Wow. Or at least I think he has a wine cellar. I'm genuinely unsure if he was telling the truth or not. I can never tell with him. Thank God it's not just me. I never know. He's so deadpan about everything. I usually just laugh it off, but man, that guy's an enigma. We start walking over to Robert's house. Does Robert even know how to cook? I have sincere doubts about whether he even knows how to shave properly or iron his shirts. I feel like you learn to cook after you learn those two first. One time I saw him grab a hot dog from a trash can. I mean, it was at the very top of the trash can, like, sitting above it, but still. If he were on trial, I think the jury would define that as in the trash. In his defense, I've definitely considered grabbing food from the top of the trash before. Well, yeah, I think we've all considered it, but the difference is that Robert actually did it. True. Maybe he's an enlightened one. Maybe we're holding ourselves back. We arrive at Robert's house and ring the doorbell, but the doorbell won't chime. Must be broken. Craig knocks on the door a few times. Since when does Robert have a dog? I don't know. That's weird. I can hear Robert just inside. 1 second. This is uncharted territory, Fel. What if he's the one making barking noises and there is no dog? Don't say that. We're not even inside yet. Finally, the door opens. Robert looks a little surprised to see me. Fel, didn't know you'd be tagging along.
I don't know.
Did Craig not tell Robert I was coming? Come on, Craig. I can leave if there's not. No, it's fine. Come on in. We enter Robert's living room, which is surprisingly really nice. Super messy, but still nice. Make yourselves at home. We can still hear barking from the other room. I didn't know you had a dog, Robert. Oh yeah, that's Betsy. I have to put her up when guests are over. She'll calm down in a bit. What kind of dog is she? Pitbull. Rescued her from a dog fighting ring a few years back. She hates strangers. If I let her out right now, I'd probably have to take you both to the ER. Craig and I make eye contact. He raises an eyebrow at me. Oh, okay. Anyway, dinner should be ready in a minute. Hope you guys like osobuco? Robert leaves the room, presumably to go to the kitchen. Craig leans in and whispers, "Was the dog fighting thing real or was he kidding?" I don't know. What's osobuco? I don't know. Did he make up that word? Until I have buko in front of me, I can only assume so. I mean, it is a real thing. I don't exactly know what it is, but... Oh! Okay. Interesting. That sounds extremely expensive. We sit in silence for a second, taking in Robert's living room. Are we about to get sawed? Nah, usually you wake up in those situations. We voluntarily walked into this one.
Nice.
Robert finally walks into the room, carrying 3 paper plates of steaming food like a waiter. I don't have a dining table, don't trust him, so we're eating here. Also, I don't have real people plates, hope that's okay. Robert sets plates in front of us on the coffee table. I still can't tell what it is. Looks like meat, maybe. Lots of sauce. I can make out some vegetables. I think that might be rice, but it could also be pasta. Guess there's only one way to find out. I take a bite. Oh my god. I take another bite. The medley of flavors in this dish is amazing. The meat is so tender, and the risotto, I think that's what it is so creamy. Robert, this is really incredible. You cooked this? I fished it out of a dumpster behind a restaurant, or at least I think it was a restaurant.
Nice.
Can you believe people just throw this stuff away? I almost gag. I'm kidding. I look over at Craig, who looks wary but still has his mouth full. He gives Robert a thumbs up. Glad you like it. Where did you learn to cook like this? Worked at a restaurant in Spain for a hot sec. Is he messing with us? I decided to play along. You lived in Spain? After I dropped out of college, I went backpacking through Europe, crashing on couches, sleeping in hostels, wherever. Totally broke. Worked a couple of odd jobs where I could scrape together some cash. One night I'm eating dinner at this little restaurant just outside of Madrid. I go to pay and realize I spent the last of my money on the booze the night before. I'm in the middle of ditching when the manager catches me and puts me to work in the kitchen. Long story short, they ended up liking me so much they offered me a job. Why not, right? Started living with some decent relatives on my mom's side.
Hey.
Over the course of 2 years, I worked my way up from busboy to sous chef, learned a lot. Craig and I wait for the punchline. What night watchman did he swindle to get back to the States? Who did he con in a game of poker in the back room of a speakeasy for safe passage of the crew quarters of a cargo ship? He is a hot mess.
Hey.
Anyway, I still live to cook. I don't know what's real anymore, but the food's so good I kinda don't care. That's amazing. It really is, to be totally honest. I wasn't exactly expecting gourmet cooking here, especially not served on paper plates. I don't care about presentation. If the food is good, it should speak for itself. This osobuco is screaming for itself. And the paper plates are just as good as regular plates if you double them up. Hey, is it bad if I ask for seconds? Help yourself, but save room for dessert. I made a lemon berry savarin? Well, aren't you just full of... Craig looks over at me. Surprises. Robert winks. You bet I am. You can come back for dinner anytime. Craig. I'm gonna go get seconds. Me too. After consuming way more osobuco than my body could handle and then really ensuring a later food coma with a generous serving of whatever Savarin was, Craig and I decided to head out. Thanks for coming. I'm making an attempt to be more social. Well, we're always happy to stop by if you want company, especially if there's osobuco involved.
Welcome. You've got dads.
And we have a choice again. Who are we messaging next? You want to do Matt? Gonna be perfectly real with you, that was not on my radar today, but we can do that. Matt Sella. Fair. Avid music enthusiast, passionate coffee drinker. You can find me most days selling bean juice over at the Coffee Spoon or hanging out at the park with my amazing daughter. Hit me up about 80s no wave music. On a Friday night, you're most likely to perfect my cold brew setup, one drip at a time, baby. If you had one thing to take with you onto a desert island, what would it be? Find tunes to pass the days away. What are your turns on? Multi-instrumentalism. What did you want to be when you grew up? A barista, weirdly enough. What's your favorite movie genre? Shit with subtitles. Honestly, I agree. I can hear just fine, but processing it is a different story. What's your ideal date? We go to the animal shelter and seriously consider adopting a cat. What do you never leave home without? My headphones, both in-ear and over-ear, just in case. I spent a lot of time thinking about where did writing commas into song titles come from and where did they go? Did we all just agree that it's a bad idea? I navigate to Matt's Dadbook page and type out a message. Hey man, great getting to see you at the barbecue. We should definitely hang soon. You free later? A minute or two later, I hear a ding and see Matt's response. Hey dude, I'd be so down for that. I'm actually catching a show tonight at the Soundgarden. Wanna come? I think for a moment. What's a Soundgarden? It's a concert venue, but also a band that a lot of people listened to back when it was cool to have soul patches. Oh man, I haven't been to a real concert since Amanda was born. Am I ready for this? While I'm thinking, another message pops onto the screen. Pop is playing tonight. Cool little indie pop band pop punk rock band out of Canada. Should be a fun one. I didn't know you were allowed to string that many words together to describe a band. Whatever, let's get out of our comfort zone. I log off of Dadbook and think for a second. Wait, when was the last time I went to a concert? I mentally backtrack decades through memories of denim jean jackets and moral panic over teenagers turning into the occult. Oh god, I had a mullet back then. Oh god, I thought it was cool. Oh god, other people thought it was cool. I finally remember the strange 80s prog rock I used to listen to and mentally envision all the airbrushed vans in the parking lot. Man, how did anyone survive the 80s? Okay, so I haven't been to a concert in a long time. What do you even do at concerts now? I spend most of the day pacing around the house and thinking about my relationship with coolness. I mean, I always thought I was cool, at least relative to a bunch of other dads my age. Dad, what are you doing? I look over and see Amanda at the door, just getting home from school. Anyway, what's up? Amanda, how do I be cool? Let me put on a pot of coffee first. This is gonna be a long night. A little bit. No, seriously, Matt invited me to a concert and I don't think I've been to one since you were born. Yeah, you have. You took me to one once when I was 12, remember? I'm suddenly overwhelmed by the memory of a sea of screaming preteens. Oh god, I tried so hard to forget. The one where I had to camp out with you in the line so you could get a good spot and you cried and screamed the whole time? Dad, it was so much more than that and I'm not even ashamed to say it. Oh, you're not ashamed? You seemed pretty ashamed when I found out those drawings you made of those dancing boys kissing in your Trapper Keeper. Yeah, well, you didn't even find the good stuff. Anyway, you should be set for the concert if you remember that. Just bring a big glittery sign and cry a lot and you'll fit right in. Well, it is a smaller place, and I think Matt mentions they were a punk band? Like, DIY gutter punk? Thrash? Straight edge? Come on, Dad, give me something to work with here. Are they post-punk? Proto-punk? C-punk? Jeremy punk? What's Jeremy punk? I made that one up to see if I could get away with it. They're not positive hardcore, are they? He said that they're Canadian punk? Oh, yeah, you'll be fine. Hang on, what's this about? Special weather statement. Strong thunderstorms will impact blah 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 counties through 3:15 p.m. Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms through a line extending from the old mission to Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and half-inch hail. Impact gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecure objects. Minor hail damage to vegetation is possible. Fun. It's only for half an hour, though. I'm not worried. I don't know where our recycle bins went. I don't know if somebody took them in and put them someplace weird or if they were stolen, because I cannot find them. But everything else that's outside is secure, so it's fine. Hang on just 1 second. I'm not leaving. I'm just, Zeal asked me to do something on his computer. Library. Installing. Does the idea of Canadian punk seem contradictory to you? I don't see friendships and politeness as core tenets of the punk scene. Actually, punk people are generally pretty damn nice. Like, I've felt the safest around punk people. And I know a lot of people say the same, to the point of teaching their kids that if they're in trouble, to go to a punk or alternative looking person for help, because they're more likely to help them. Also biker people. Generally. Big scary people are usually the nicest. Well, punk is kind of a big genre that might not be as dangerous as you think it is. It becomes so much more than just a counterculture rebellion. What I'm trying to say is, just enjoy the music. That's it? I mean, yeah, it's not like you're gonna jump into the mosh pit or anything. Yeah. And with bikers, can vouch, because, I have relatives that are in a biker gang. And they are some of the nicest people I've ever known. My uncle who was in it sadly passed away. But his funeral, everyone that was in his gang showed up and they took his casket to the cemetery on a motorcycle. And like, he drank a lot, but he was super fun and super nice, and I miss him all the time. And his son and his wife were both in the gang with him, and they were awesome too. You hear so many good things about them. Well, that's comforting. And if a strange dude in a Set Your Goals hoodie offers to buy you merch, don't accept it, and definitely don't go on 3 awful dates with him afterward, where he takes you to a nice restaurant and then forgets his wallet literally 3 times in a row. What? Oh. Never mind. Just have a blast tonight. Yeah, it was really cool. I show up to the Coffee Spoon at 8 in what I hope is a concert-appropriate attire. I see Matt out front, locking the door to the shop. Hey, you made it! Ready for tonight? Well, it's been a while. Yes, of course, I definitely know what I'm talking about. Or ready, I was born ready. I'm personally leaning towards one or two. Oh, what are we barking at? Or not one or two, one or three. Oh boy. I take it something happened with dinner. But also no worries. I was distracted by the dog anyway. Oh man, I gotta admit, I haven't been to a real concert since Pet Rocks were cool. I have no idea what I'm in for. Did your daughter make you take her to one of those boy band concerts where everyone holds signs and scream cries? Yeah. I got 2 lined up next month. I still can't get the glitter out of my car from the last one. Stay strong. But dude, I get to take you to your first concert in a long time. This is gonna be awesome. Just hang with me, fella, and you'll be good. The scene is super supportive. It'll be a blast. Quick question. Shoot. What is scene? Matt lets out a tiny laugh. Sorry. It's just weird because scene can describe a music scene as it pertains to a community of people who like the same genre, but it can also describe a genre of music that no one wants to admit they were into. Matt looks off into the middle distance. He says nothing, but I can tell he's thinking, never again. That's confusing. You'll get it. The important thing is tonight you enjoy yourself. Come on, let's head to the show. After waiting in a short line to get in, we finally find ourselves in a small venue with a stage at one end and a bar at the other. Most people here are closer to Amanda's age than mine. I suddenly feel very out of place. My waning youth is showing. I'm suddenly aware of my mortality. When were the good years of my life? Will Amanda still love me as we both grow older? Wait, is C-punk actually a genre? Matt, you made it. A younger kid runs up and high-fives Matt. The kid runs off and Matt turns to me, shuddering. I get nervous when people surprise high-five me. Me too. I'm like a small animal. Loud noises and large groups of people frighten me. Do you also enjoy curling up at a patch of sunlight to take a nap? That's my favorite thing to do. A couple other people notice Matt's in the crowd and yell hey as well. Matt waves and hugs a couple people. He seems really in his element here. Matt turns his attention back to me. I'm so afraid of all these people. Oh, let's go grab a beer. Matt and I line up in the bar in the back where a couple of the older concert goers hang out. A couple more people notice Matt and tip their drinks at him. Seems like you're a popular guy out here. Oh yeah, I go to a lot of shows. This is a really cool spot. But it's times like these where I realize I can only be charming and funny for about 5 minutes before I run out of stuff to talk about. And then I become keenly aware of where my hands are. And then there's no comfortable place in your mouth for your tongue to rest. God damn it, where do I put my tongue? See? Well, I've known you for more than 5 minutes, and I still think you're charming and funny. I'm afraid of these people yet constantly coming to these locations. I know, right? Make it make sense. Or maybe it's just worth it for the experience even though it's scary. I don't know. Also, I apologize for the squeaking. The puppy woke up. And she found one of her louder toys. Just you wait. We grab our drinks. This scene seems really friendly. I don't know why people wouldn't want to admit they listened to it. Let's check out the merch. Matt and I walk over to a small booth in the corner of the room where a crusty-looking teenager guards a selection of shirts and records. He singles me out from across the room and hops up on his chair. Step on up, get your merch here. I got t-shirts, I got tank tops, I got all the gifts and accoutrements a discerning concert goer of considerable taste might want. You. I gestured to myself, my face flushing red. Yes, you. You look like a fellow who knows their music. How about a fine 12-inch long-playing vinyl record made and distributed by Pop Canada's premier punk rock outfit? Tally-ho, good sir. Please stop yelling at me. I'm glad she's having fun. I'm leaning towards 1 or 3. Because I would hate to be yelled at like that. Yes to 3. I'm already kind of on edge because this is an unfamiliar place and I don't know anybody here, and I would appreciate it if you could stop singling me out, and I'm sure you're cool, but it's making me a little uncomfortable. The kid immediately hops off the chair. You got it. Sorry about that. I just get really excited about salesmanship. I can't relate, but I appreciate your enthusiasm nonetheless. Hey, Pablo. Your friend looks so lost I figured I'd give him the old razzle-dazzle. How the hell are you, Matt? Day by day, my man. They do the thing where they high-five but also turn it into a hug. Your mom doing better? She's still single. If you want to be my dad, I could make that connect. And have to deal with you every day? Fair enough. Who's your bud? That's Fel. Thought I'd bring out a concert pal. Pablo leans close to Matt. Is Fel cool? Matt eyes me. I eye him back. He cracks a smile. Yeah. Pablo brings me in for a bro hug. My dude. I'm not sure what to say, but I give the courtesy 2 pats on the back, as is customary in our society for people you don't know super well but still want to be friendly to. Pablo's a total card. Kid plays the hell out of a bass. Bass. English. Yeah, man, where are we starting our witch house band? You know, I'm out of the game. It's a shame, you know, Vacant Veil would have slayed. I'll slay once you start actually making music instead of just printing a bunch of band shirts. We got the sickest logo. While Matt and Pablo talk, I check out the merch. These shirts are really nice. Looks like the opener's coming on. Let's get a spot up close. Matt and I walk over to the stage where a crowd begins to form. The band plays on stage and picks up a variety of strange instruments. Is that a harpsichord? The lead singer addresses the crowd. He has a mandolin slung behind his back. What's up, everyone? We're Jonathan Jones and the Speakeasy Choir. My name's Daniel. Let's start the show. Oh no, these guys. What? Without time to respond, the band starts playing the most... Oh, that background noise. It really, wanted you to have the experience. Cacophonous noise that I've ever heard. What is this? Matt doesn't say anything, he just hands me earplugs. Thanks! I bet the earplugs end and whatever the hell is assaulting my ears gets a lot quieter. For bands this bad, they sure do seem to be having fun. I guess that's all that really matters. Jesus, did the cellist just break his bow in half? I don't get this. This set seems to go on forever. There's no breaks in the song, and I think one of the band members' jobs is specifically just to burn poetry on stage. I turn to Matt and try to start a conversation. So you go to a lot of concerts out here, huh? What? I don't think that he's gonna hear us if we ask again. Oh, man. I hate when music is just noise instead of art. He can't hear me, so I just stop and try to enjoy the music. I know, we trusted you! Okay, no, this isn't possible. How long have they been playing the same song? 10 minutes? 20? A year? Eventually, the set ends, but only after the drummer sprains his ankle during his saxophone solo. They promised it was part of the act as he was carried off stage crying. Matt and I both pull our earplugs out. Man, that was something. I promise Pop is much better. I just have a lot of questions that I know I'll never get the answer to. Oh yeah, he sprains his ankle at every show. They were being real about that. Let's grab another beer. Matt and I work our way out of the crowd and back to the bar. More and more people pile into the concert space as it gets closer to the main act. It's getting kind of crowded in here. Yeah, the dog squeaking sounds better. We grab our beers and I try to follow Matt back to our spot, but there's so many people that I'm having a hard time keeping up. As I work my way through the throngs of excited concert goers, I realize I've lost Matt entirely. I stop and look around, seeing nothing but a sea of hip 20-somethings. I'm lost. How am I ever going to find Matt here? Where's the exit? Are there even exits? What if I'm trapped in this building forever? Am I going to see my daughter ever again? What if a terrible band gets back on stage? What if... Suddenly a hand reaches out to grab me. It's Matt!
Hey.
Almost lost you, Hip. Almost lost you, buddy. Whew, I got real nervous for a second there. You and me both, dude. He takes my hand and leads me back towards the stage. I can feel myself blushing a little bit. We finally settle back into our spot and wait for the band to start. Busy place, huh? Yeah, Pup really brings out a crowd. So you go to concerts a lot? Oh yeah, it's on my one of my absolute favorite things in the world. I think it's one thing to listen to music and connect with it, but when you're in a room full of people connecting with music just the same way you are, that's magic. I suddenly have the urge to pee. Curse this tiny dad bladder. I've never heard it put that way. That's incredibly beautiful. I also have to pee. Hurry up, man. They're about to go on. I squeezed my way out of the crowd towards the restroom. I really should have gone before I left the house, but Amanda was watching beauty videos in the bathroom. She had an eyeliner wing going halfway across her face, which was actually a pretty good look. I'm so proud of her. I make it to the restroom finally, but it's one of those single-person restrooms with a line forming outside of it. As soon as I finish my business, the band starts. Crap. The people were initially milling around the venue all group up against the stage as Pup plays their first song. How am I ever gonna find Matt now? Oh, we got a minigame. Everyone's rushing to the main stage to watch Pup play. I'm sure Matt will be up there too. I gotta get there without getting trampled by these rowdy youths. Oh, jeez.
This is
the part of the game where you should have been hearing a licensed tune. We worked really hard to lock it down for you. We even got permission to whitelist the song for YouTube and Twitch. But their systems are seriously broken, what a bitch. So we added the song that you're listening to right now. Don't you think it's better than risking content ID? To you streamers and let's players, I have one decree. Please check out the band called Pup and their song DVP. DVP. That's right, the band's called Pup and their song called DVP. The song is great and the video is tight, yes, take it from me. It's like footage of NES and SNES games with the lyrics added into them. It's really cool, but it's kind of hard to explain right now, but you'll get it, I promise. You should really go check it out. It's a really good video. So we added the song that you're listening to right now. Don't you think it's better than risking content ID? To you streamers and let's players, I have one decree. Please check out the band called Pup and their song DVP.
He survives the crowd.
DVP. But really, content ID demands a serious convo. But is this the time or place to talk about it? Oh no. This is a dating sim about getting with dads, no less. Oh god, how did we get here? What are we doing? What a mess. So we added the song that you're listening to right now. Don't you think
The music, though, that's so funny. I'm finally able to work my way through the crowd to see where Matt originally was, but he's nowhere to be found. Shoot, I should probably keep look. I'm bumped into from behind and I find myself in the middle of a bunch of youths running around in a circle to the music. I'm in a pit. How do I get out of the pit? Out of nowhere, he shoulders himself into me and keeps moving in a circle. Hey, I guess I'm moving in the circle now. I frantically search for a way out, but all I can see is an ocean of youths rhythmically slamming into each other. Another youth slams into me and I lose my balance. I'm about to topple people over. This is it. This is how I die. Trampled under the boots of counterculture. Someone grabs my hand. Someone familiar. I look up and see Matt. He pulls me back onto my feet. You're wild, dude. Matt throws his arm around me and we jump back into the circle, bashing these left and right as Pop plays a killer solo. I didn't know you messed with the pit. Me neither. I can't believe this. I'm having fun. I'm a little mad that I didn't stretch before physical activity, but I'm having fun. The song ends and the pit finally dissipates. Everyone's cheered on Pop. Maybe I only got enough pit energy for one song. Alright man, let's retreat. We can show these kids how it's done another day. We work our way back to a more comfortable spot in the crowd and enjoy the rest of the show from a safe distance. Pup puts on an amazing set and basically had to beg themselves off stage after their encore. With the concert over, the crowd starts to make their way to the exit. Hey, I'll meet you outside. Gotta say bye to a couple people. I hang out of the venue until Matt shows up. Hey Matt, thanks for waiting. I got you a present. Matt hands me the t-shirt I was looking at earlier. Whoa, thanks man. Saw you eyeballing it at the back of the merch booth. And I mean, anyone who tears it up that hard on their first time back to a concert deserves a reward. The youths will finally accept me. Amanda will love this. I'm never taking this off. I'm thinking 1 or 3. I don't think there's a bad option here, to be fair, but those are the ones I'm leaning towards. Sorry, I was looking at Zeal's intro on the Discord server, since he finally added one. He's so silly. And also no lies detected. One. Cool. Finally, we'll be able to infiltrate their ranks and defeat them on not only the field of battle as we have done today, but on a grander scale. We'll see you in the world pit, youths. Hey, Matt. Hey, it's Pup. Hey, dude, didn't realize you were there.
Hey.
I'm so glad I could make it. You guys put on a great show. Thanks.
Hey,
We'll see you around. Wait, you know Pup? Oh yeah, met him a couple times when they first started touring. Good kids. Whoa. Come on, let's grab some dinner food. Diner food. My bad. I suddenly realized just how hungry I am. Man, mosh pits take a lot out of you. Me and Matt walk to a tiny little diner with a cute neon sign. We tear into some bacon and eggs at a corner booth. So there I am in the pit, trying to explain to the face tattoo guy that I didn't mean to elbow him in the face tattoo, but he's already seeing red. Not from the tattoo, which coincidentally was red. He's lumbering towards me and there's nowhere to go. It's the end for me, right? Then out of nowhere, I get this idea. I just lean back and spread my arms, and just like that, I'm crowd surfing away from him in slow motion. You should have seen the look on his face. Bought him a beer afterward and we were cool. We still follow each other on social media. He has beautiful kids. Glad you guys worked it out. Yeah, man. Just goes to show that Punk's not dead. It just drives a minivan and has to hire a babysitter. So how do you get to see all these amazing concerts? Oh, I used to tour in a band. We were small, but it got us to travel all over the States. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, we were poor and we had to scrape a lot together just to survive, but I wouldn't trade those experiences for anything.
Hey.
But yeah, that's how I know a bunch of those people at the show. Music like this builds an amazing community, especially in a town like this. Just a lot of positive energy and good vibes. I got that feeling. Plenty of friendly people, especially that Pablo kid. Oh man, everyone loves Pablo. His mom's been raising him on her own, and you can tell that it's been tough on both of them. I know he looks up to me, so I try to help him out whenever I can. It's really nice of you. Thanks. Us single parents just really have to look out for each other. How's Carmencita? She says she wants to learn the drums. Oh boy. It'll be loud and I'll need to take a lot of aspirin, but I'll manage. Can't really blame her. I'm suddenly very grateful that all my daughter's hobbies are super quiet. Photography, collaging, whatever it is that she does on the internet. Thanks, Amanda. I'm trying to be supportive Carmencita's rebellious phase, but I guess that kind of defeats the purpose of it, doesn't it? I think it would be a good daddy-daughter activity to find something to rebel against together.
Hey,
Like what? Fashion, consumerism, big budget remakes of foreign films. Damn. I'm thinking number 2, actually. But hang on, we got another weather alert. Because of course we did. Severe thunderstorm watch until 10 p.m. No details? Cool. Oh, there's a marginal wind threat. No tornado threat, no hail threat. We're good. Consumerism. Why do we gotta get up early at the day after Thanksgiving and line up to buy things? Why can't we just, like, share things? Comrade, you're speaking of dangerous things here. He and I laugh. We keep digging into our big plates of greasy diner food. The breakfast I ordered for dinner is absolutely hitting the spot. Man,
hey,
being a single dad is rough sometimes. It's a lonely feeling. I understand that all too well. I mean, at least we have the rest of the dads to talk to. Yeah, I don't know. I get really nervous sometimes talking to people. Oh no, you're good. That's weird that it delays like that, but it is what it is. Technology is dumb sometimes, but we work with it. Matt gets nervous talking to people, but he's so cool. Me too. I've never really considered myself an extrovert, and I never really considered myself an introvert. I'm just uncomfortable in every situation, always. Ah, you're fine. You're actually easy to talk to, you know that? I smile. Okay. Oh, there's the info on that, severe thunderstorm thing. Primary threats include scattered damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour, possible isolated large hail events up to 1.5 inches in diameter, possible. Thunderstorm coverage is expected to increase this afternoon ahead of an approaching shortwave. Multiple rounds of storms are possible with with damaging gusts as the primary threat. Isolated hail is possible as well. Severe thunderstorm watch areas approximately along blah 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 blah. Remember, a severe thunderstorm watch means conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorms in and close to the watch area. Persons in this area should be at the lookout for threatening weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Severe thunderstorms can and occasionally do produce tornadoes. Yippee. Matt and I spend the rest of the day trading daughter stories. Turns out our kids are a lot alike. We finish our late night dinners and head out. We walk back to the cul-de-sac, back to our respective... Oh, I love the Discord notifications. That's hilarious. We walked back to the cul-de-sac, back to our respective houses. Tonight was a blast, man. Loved it. Although I'm probably gonna feel it in my knees in the morning. You and me both. I, don't usually like going out to these things alone. It was really cool to have you there with me. I'm glad. Alright, I'm calling it quits for the night. Stay cool, man. He called me cool. Matt called me cool. I walk into the house with my heart in my throat. Amanda pops her head out from her room. Hey Pops, how was the show? Matt thinks I'm cool. You don't say. Manda Panda. Matt thinks I'm cool. Blind, leading the blinds, huh? Wow, I just got dunked on by my own child. Unbelievable. Hey Amanda, remind me which one of us just tore it up in the pit at a punk show and which one of us just spent 4 hours probably watching Tiny House Hunting Amish Triplets Extreme Edition. First of all, how dare you? That show was a classic. Second of all, you mushed in the pit? Who even are you? I am your extremely cool dad. Alright, I'm hitting the hay, Pops. I'll see you in the pit. Good night, kiddo. Dad tip 36, trust no one. We got an A! Bonding, taped sports, cool, band puns, awkward, and pit. And again with the dad and daddy points. So weird.
Welcome.
King of Carrot Flowers is the achievement for that. Hugo and Damien. Message to us. Hey, are you up to anything tonight? Hugo and I were planning to go to the art walk downtown and were wondering if you would care to accompany us. I would normally write a letter longhand, but I've run out of distressed parchment paper. Whoa, why can I see Damien in Hugo's chat? Am I a hacker? But I don't have a hacker alias. The feds are gonna bust down my door any minute now. I gotta destroy this computer. Fel, this is a group chat? Oh, thank God. Do either of you guys know how to destroy a computer? You can run Derek's boot and nuke from a startup flash drive, but once you've done that, it's best to physically destroy the platters altogether. The Victorians were well versed in information security. I don't think that they knew how to do that back then, Damien. What secrets do you have that you need to know how to properly dispose of a computer? Fel, do you want to see some art or not? Art is good, let's go see art. Damien and Hugo invited me to the monthly art walk in downtown Maple Bay. I've never been to one of these before, so I'm not quite sure what I'm in for. I think I'm here a bit early. I don't see Damien or Hugo around anywhere, and I just feel a little uncomfortable standing along these fancy art people. Fel? I turn around. It's Joseph! Ew! Joseph, what are you doing here? Joseph scoffs at me. What am I doing here? How could you possibly ask me that? I'm obviously a huge art, appreciatist? Okay, Fine. Damien invited me to this art walk thing. I'm guessing he invited you too? Yep. Admittedly a little out of my depth here. Thank God, I thought I was gonna be the odd one out. Are you allowed to say that? Say what? You know. Thank God. Yep, I actually get double points when I say it since I'm a minister. The points get you into heaven. That's how it works. Anyway, where are the guys? I look and spot Hugo and Damien, who seem to have just arrived at the gallery. Good eve, good eve, good eve.
Oh.
Evening, friends. Who's ready for some art? You know I am. I have no idea what I'm in for. Art is dead and nothing is real. Ugh. We're not picking 3. That doesn't seem... It is kind of a funny answer, though. You know, I feel a little bit out of my depth here because, I like art. I like art galleries. And I feel like our character that we play as doesn't like the things that I like. And it's kind of immersion breaking. You know, I love looking at paintings that are in frames, and also paintings that aren't in frames. Art is good and stuff. Well put, Fel.
Ah.
All you have to know is that if you're ever feeling overwhelmed, there's generally always a table that has free wine and cheese. Yeah, I totally agree. I like art now. I've got the table in my sights, and if you'll excuse me, I gotta go help myself to some signing wines. I'm not going with Joseph. We are going to talk art with Hugo and Damien. So what's this first place? This particular artist specializes in landscape paintings of various locales within the American Northeast. I look at the art. It is rad art. At the risk of sounding uninformed, do all these landscapes look like butts to you guys?
Ah.
Damien and Hugo lean in, examining the paintings in earnest. It would appear as if you were correct. Valid assessment, Fel. Hey, this art stuff's pretty easy. Oh, it gets more complicated. Sometimes the butts are more symbolic, sometimes the butts are metaphors, sometimes art is about the butts they don't draw. Interesting. Joseph returns to the group with tiny cheese and wine. What'd I miss?
Hey.
Butts.
Oh.
Shame. The cheese is nice, though. Shall we visit the next place? We'll leave the first gallery and walk a few minutes before we reach another one. This gallery is a bit more crowded. Huge paintings of... I'm not even sure, hang on the walls. Oh geez. What am I looking at in here?
Ah.
This is abstract art. I think the more important question is, what does this art mean to you? I stare at the painting, concentrating as hard as I can on its meaning. It's a metaphor for the human condition. It reminds me of my childhood. It represents strife. It's a butt. I don't think we need another butt joke. I kind of like option one. Honestly, I'd be happy with any of the first three. Yeah, abstract is kind of hit or miss. For me, too. Like the one that's currently behind Hugo is obviously a tree. It seems to be an attempt to visually represent a universal experience. That's really powerful, Fel. Care to expound on it? With pleasure. These vivid, simple forms communicate a solemnity that is betrayed by the raw expressiveness of the brushwork, which, in a way, speaks to the essential nature of the human experience. The scars left by the passage of time and the turmoil of contemporary life were both contextualized and deepened by the rose-colored echoes of pre-audible consciousness. Slow down there, Fel. Do us a favor and keep it simple. It's a butt.
Oh.
Everyone else stares at the painting. Yeah, that's definitely a butt. Well, a valid assessment. I can't help feeling your initial judgment may be closer to the artist's intentions. Maybe you're underestimating how much the artist liked butts. You are a servant of the Lord. We're all God's creatures, even butts. Comparing this piece to the artist's body of work, I'm sure this represents the sense of isolation he feels creating traditional abstract artwork in a field that's rapidly growing towards digitalization. Wow, how do you figure that? That's what it says on the placard. Oh. Let's look at a few more of these. We walk around the gallery, sampling some more of the artist's work. I almost hate to say, but abstract art is kind of growing on me. It's interesting that the artist chooses to not let their works be defined by, what's the word? Realism? Realism. As we're looking at one of the paintings, a patron scoffs loudly. Psst, I could do that. Excuse me? Hugo, not here. Yeah, I agree with you. This whole thing is kind of weird.
Oh.
No, come back here. The patron walks away, not noticing Hugo fuming right next to him. You say you could do that, but you didn't. You don't seem to have the intellectual depth or the artistic skill to execute a piece even as a fraction as impressive as this one. Art is the truest expression of the self, and it seems like your self is bad, so your art would be bad. Hugo's insult game isn't the best, but there's no denying his passion. Damien is holding him back at this point. Friend, he's not worth it. Hugo manages to cool down. He soothes his jacket. I'm sorry. I just love art very much. We know, buddy. I pat Hugo on the shoulder. You know what would ease the mood? Is it cheese? No. It's wine and cheese. Co-signed. The four of us head over to the wine and cheese table, which thankfully is grounded in realism and is actually wine and cheese. We got one last stop on the tour. You lot feeling up for it? Is it gonna be any weirder than this art? It is absolutely weirder than this art. But let's do it.
Yeah.
Damien, Hugo, Joseph, and I walk over to a performance in the street. Several masked performers in leotards undulate wildly on the ground, screaming both at each other and us. So, quick question. Shoot. What is happening?
Oh.
I second this question. Performance art. What does it mean? Again, I pose the very same question to you, Mr. Reaper. Fear of existence, the very humanity of being human. They really like screaming. Butts? I'm thinking one of the first two. Really liking screaming, I don't think constitutes art. Maybe one. Fear of existence. If they're screaming at each other and everyone else, that might make sense. Glad we're on the same page. What do you think they're trying to say? I believe it's less about what they're saying and more about why they're saying it. I think there's something special about performance art. With almost every other form of art, music, painting, photography, the artist uses their medium as a conduit for their emotions. With performance art, the medium is the artist. It's the purest expression of raw human emotion. It's artist catharsis. That's beautiful, Damien. So what you're saying is, if I start making really loud fart noises right now, it's art as long as I, like, really mean it? Damien fixes him with a hard stare. I was going to start making fart noises, but based on the look on your face, that joke isn't going to play well with this crowd. Wise. We watch the rest of the performance as earnestly as we can and clap politely after the dancers scream their way off stage. Phew, I think I'm all arted out. Agreed. We all decide to walk home together. We make our way back to the cul-de-sac. Tiny wine and tiny cheese sloshing around in my stomach. I think what I've learned tonight, and not just what I've learned about art, which was nice and extremely informative, but what I've learned tonight is that when you get a bunch of tiny wine and tiny cheese together, it eventually becomes regular wine and regular cheese, followed by too much wine and too much cheese. The tiny cheese lulled me into a false sense of security. I felt safe with the tiny cheese. Wax wings too close to the sun. Cheese wings. Those would melt in the sun too, and I feel like it's more appropriate imagery. Plus it'd be delicious. A nice element hailer, possibly? Hey, if you guys are painters, what would you paint? I actually dabble in oils. I mostly paint landscapes. I'm not very good, but it's a nice way to pass the time. I think I would focus on personal portraits of people in unique professions, like, for example, luchadors. I think I'd paint boats, seascapes, maybe some lighthouses. Mostly boats. Really?
Hey.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're choosing boats in favor of a long history of religious imagery and artwork. What? Boats are cool. What about you, Fel? Food artistry, landscapes, tasteful nudes of the artist. Dude, honestly, landscapes. Probably. There is something kind of appealing about food art, though.
Oh.
I would probably do still lifes of various foods. Bowls of fruit, maybe some bread in there. Would there be cheese involved? See, I thought about that, and no. I can't stare at a pile of cheese for 8 hours without eating some of it, and that would ruin the whole thing. Oh boy. Excellent point. We finally get to the cul-de-sac. Alright, boys. Good art. Good art. Agreed. See you guys around? Whether you want to or not, we're all neighbors after all. Oh, I bet they were. I'd love to see. I love art. I took took art classes every year in high school, and as every elective that I possibly could before that.
Welcome. You've got dads.
You know, it feels like we're making good progress. But I think I might want to call it here for the game today. Mostly because my throat's kind of sore from talking so much. But also just in case with the weather thing. But who do I want to do next time, do you think? Because I can make a note of that, and then we can just jump into it next time. Actually, while I have you here, Paralives, released a trailer yesterday and gave us a release date and told us how much it's going to be on early access release. I saw the notification. I will definitely check that out. But I am like super, super excited about this game. As you can see, the release date is the 8th of December of this year. And it's probably going to be the main thing that I play for a while. I don't know if that's going to be on stream or off stream. But this is Paralives. It's a upcoming life sim that I've been following since 2019. It is a small indie team. They started with just one person, and I think they're at 12 right now. But like, I'm so excited for this. I love what they've done with build mode. I love all the ideas that they've had for it. Their Discord is so friendly. I think it'll be fun. And I've been a fan of The Sims ever since The Sims 2, but they've really kind of dropped the ball recently. This one, part of it is with Create a Sim. Did it play this one already? Like, the creation mode is different, and it starts with an androgynous base, so you can make any gender. You're not restricted to a male or a female, because even trans Sims just look super, super weird, which, for inclusivity, kinda sucks. And it's super, super glitchy, especially with like clothes that were originally made for one gender that they tried to make unisex, and then it warps the mesh and just looks super bad. They're also more inclusive, like having, although they're not functional yet, and I don't know if they ever truly will be, but they have like wheelchairs and a bunch of like fidget toys and I don't know what it's called, but it's something that blind people like type with, and they did a ton of research and have a bunch of different aids for disabilities and stuff, and their build mode is a lot more diverse. Like, the round walls actually work, you're not locked to a grid, and every single item is customizable because you can stretch it as big as you want it to be. Like, super, super, your imagination is the limit, essentially. And the interactions are different. You can select multiple people at the same time, whether they're in your family or not, to do interactions together, like working out, or eating, or jogging, or whatever. And you have conversation cards that are based not only on your personality, but your relationship with that person. And you can level up your relationship in multiple ways. Like, developing a secret crush is something new. The Sims, everyone felt the same about each other. You know, if your relationship was, like, all the way full on friendliness, it was full like that for both of you. And romance is the same. I think this is the build mode showcase, I think. Lots are also customizable. You can change the size and shape of your lots, and you can put them right next to each other so you can have proper townhouses. Like, they did so much. It's just way more customizable. They put so much love into it. There are no slots for decorations. You can freely place anything. They also have height sliders, which The Sims doesn't have, because their animation's different. And Paralives did it to where, you know, certain points go to certain places instead of just making the one animation for everything. So you can have parafolk who are different sizes hug each other and it still look right, instead of having a modded height slider for Sims that clips through each other because it's not meant for that. But they put a lot of thought and a lot of love And they're constantly looking for feedback and to see what other people want because they're life sim lovers who are making a life sim for other life sim enjoyers. So super, super excited. I've been looking forward to this game since 2019 when I first heard about it. And they have come so far. Let me see if I can, yeah, like... They've already completed 54 tasks, they're in progress for 10 tasks. Before early access, they have another 13. They have, like, they're super transparent about what they're working on. And... yeah, they're just super, super interesting. Oh. Yeah, created by and for the community. Prey Lives is made by lovers of simulation games with the support of the community to make it the best that it can be. And they do. They do very good work. Features available on day 1 of early access. Open world town, a day-night cycle, rabbit hole work, career progression, personality traits, emotion, wants, skills, needs, social interactions, relationship development, multi-selecting characters and doing anything as a group, cooking system, house fires, bills, having children, aging and death, character autonomy, shops and restaurants, museums and collections, modding tools to add and edit the game's content. This is for just live mode. Plan to come out during early access, whether in seasons, calendar, family tree, dogs, cats and horses, bikes and cars, boats and boathouses, swimming, story progression for NPCs, gardening and fishing, organizing social events like parties and weddings, tools to edit and create towns, more personality traits, wants, emotions, jobs, etc. They also confirmed that they will not be doing paid DLC. Everything is going to be free after the base game. Build mode, available on day 1. Color wheel for everything, which they got rid of for The Sims 4 but had in The Sims 3. Flexible wall placement tool, curved and at any angle. Optional grid for wall placement, split level platforms, building multiple floors, moving existing walls, object resizing, stairs and roof placement and fences. Plans to come out during early access, advanced roof tools, advanced stair tools, placing windows and doors on curved walls, basement tools, pools, and more furniture and objects. And Paramaker, available day 1, color wheel for everything, again. Height slider, body and face sliders, tattoo placement tool, layering and mixing of tops, undershirts with jackets, etc. Asymmetry for eye color, socks, and more. And genetic system. And coming out in early access, creating and managing multiple outfits, creating pets in Paramaker, editing the genetics of apparel with advanced tools, more clothing items, hairstyles, and accessories. And you can see where they started compared to where they are now. Like, everything is super, super, transparent. But I'm so glad that I could introduce this to you because I'm so excited. I forgot about this, actually. Allowing nicknames and middle names and having the option to toggle your last name first. Like, that's such a simple thing. But it means so much, you know? There's one of their super curvy builds with the curved walls when they first were making it. Oh yeah, reordering things that you have in a queue for, like, if they're doing a hobby or cleaning or something and they have to go to the bathroom, you don't have to delete everything to put that first, you can just drag it. Yeah. You don't have to cancel it. It's so good. I forgot about this too, that you could freely place anything. Like, one of their preview things, they made, like, a house out of stacked couches or something. Like... Yeah, they put so much thought into making it as user-friendly as possible, while still giving options. And I don't know how much... Like, I've been subscribed to their Patreon for years, so I get, the early... They give updates every Friday about what they're working on, and I don't know which ones are public and which ones are not, so I feel like I'm not allowed to talk about it in case I say something I'm not supposed to. But, yeah. It's beautiful. And a lot of people complained about the art style, and I understand it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I appreciate that it's stylized. I don't want it to be hyper-realistic. First of all, because then it's accessible to pretty much anybody. You don't need a super high-end computer to run it, which I know was a problem with people with Enzoi. Like, I couldn't even play the demo because my computer couldn't run it. I don't think that'll be a problem with Paralives. But also, it's nice to have that distinction between fiction and reality. Because some of those creations, I had to do a double take for Enzoi because they looked too realistic. I don't want them looking like Kim Kardashian either. I don't want a character that looks like it came straight out of IMVU. I want the cartoony, stylized, fun gameplay, you know? And I think they balanced it perfectly. Actually, they had a... Okay, so... a lot of these are locked. They unlock them after a certain amount of time, but... I absolutely adore this dark-haired hairdresser. She's so tiny and so pretty. Yep. Yep. I know that it's a common problem anymore because game makers focus so much on the graphics that everything else gets put on the back burner, and then people just aren't able to play it, even the ones who really wanted to. And it's very sad to see. But yeah, and we have kind of a map for what the Pair Lives town is gonna look like with the different regions. So, like, if you want to be in town, you can be in town. If you want to be in deep forest, you can be in the deep forest. You have options. And it's still an open world map, so there is no loading screens. I'm... That's a good question. I think this is the, Old Town House. They did another one with, like... Well, actually... Please stop. I think that this is part of the industrial, maybe? They did... Please stop playing sound. They did an entire post about this building in particular, or these two in particular. How this one is a restaurant, like a small family-owned restaurant, that the workers from this building, the factory, used to come here for lunch or whatever before it shut down. Like, they had a whole story behind it. So I imagine this is part of the industrial, but I cannot confirm that. But I think they did a good job with it, making it look run down while also still... Like, it still looks fixable. But I don't know for sure. I'll stop spamming you with that now, though. But yeah, any idea? I'm just super excited. Any idea who we want to start with next time? Of course. Always happy to bring awareness to the things that I enjoy. I hardly have anyone to talk with about it, so... Fair enough. Maybe we'll... Maybe we'll start with Craig next time, since we've already talked to Damien once, just to make it fair. But alright. Yeah, no, I agree. Brian is too competitive and Joseph is just icky. But alright. And I guess, that means I will be back on Wednesday with Zeal to, I think we're doing the tower on Wednesday. And then doing the boss next week. Yeah. So I will see you then. Have a good rest of your evening.